Now, what do you know about Joseph? Now, the story of Joseph is very striking. But when you are reading the scripture, you must be ready to meditate deeply on every verse so you understand that that's the biggest mystery book we have on earth. And it's not a historical book. It's not a book of geography. It's not just some other book. So what do you know about Joseph? We just heard Joseph went to prison and he later became a prime minister. He doesn't work that way. You don't become a prime minister by wishful thinking. He became the authority and ruler over Egypt. Pharaoh said, "I've made you the ruler over the land of Egypt." And so, if I'll talk about the man Joseph, he was a thoroughly bred technocrat who was tested, who was tried and tested and passed through fire, before he became who he was. When you look at Genesis 41, you get a lot of details. This man was in prison. And why was he in prison? Before he was in prison, he was a successful administrator of a Pharaoh's officer. And at that level, he had been serving in the palace with Potiphar. He served with Potiphar and he was an excellent servant. He was promoted. Now you look at it today. You are serving in the ancient civilization, Egypt was one of the biggest countries in the world. And for someone to be serving an officer that works directly with the president, you should know that only excellent people are chosen, for roles like that. And so now we'll not be talking about that alone, but we'll be talking about how economy can be delivered from the spiritual to the physical. Because it was the delivery of economy from the spiritual to the physical that battered the man that was Prime Minister Joseph of Egypt. And so what happened? Pharaoh had a dream. The dream was worrisome. He saw calves. Those are young cows, very fresh. He saw lean ones, and he saw the fat ones, the lean ones swallowing the fat ones. And then he saw stock of grains also. The grains that are lean, 7, swallowing 7 good grains. And so he didn't know what that meant. And so, not by stroke of chance, but because of who Joseph was. He was a good guy in prison. He was imprisoned for a just cause. And in that prison, he didn't live for himself alone. He was a special guy. He was known to be a dream interpreter of guys who were not just run the mill, guys who also served in the palace, top men in the ancient civilization of Egypt. And so he interpreted their dream and he became known. And so when this happened, an opportunity came to bring someone who could interpret the dream of Pharaoh. Joseph was brought in handy. And so when he successfully interpreted his dream, wow, Pharaoh was dazed. And then, now who will implement this dream? Pharaoh took out the ring of authority from his hand and handed over to Joseph and said, "You are a seasoned administrator. You are the one that counseled me on what to do concerning this dream. So you run it. So who else will I give this kind of task, this kind of assignment, but you?" And so, what are we talking about? Anyone, any character you see in the scripture with emphasis from God, you must know that this person is a great guy. This person is what, whatever role that God has given the person. And so Joseph was not just another lucky fellow who just stumbled to become prime minister, or he was overstaying in the church to pray all the time. Now, it's good to pray. It's good to pray all the time. It's not bad to pray all the time. But after praying, you expect a download of ideas. That's what prayer does. Prayer gives you enablement.